Hello, listeners. This is Joanna Dos Santos from Mindful Counseling. What a great day on a Saturday morning to have a conversation or a topic on helplessness. And what do we do when we find ourselves in situations when we have absolutely nothing left in us, and that a lot of our options and solutions no longer work? Now, the reason why I chose this topic is my colleague and I just recently did a YouTube video recording on how do we help ourselves during the moments of helplessness and how do we move forward from it. So our YouTube channel actually is JDS Counseling. You are more than welcome to check it out. Some of the videos are quite lengthy, but they are very educational and straight to the point. And I do them with one of my great colleagues, Brian and Andy. I work with him in a private practice, and we find that our conversations can really go on and on about, regardless, whatever the topic is. So I'm doing this podcast as almost like a secondary audio recording to the YouTube video that we both have. Now, going back to being helpless, and what do we do? Now, what are the symptoms associated when you find yourself being helpless? And I think we can all agree that the symptoms could be the fact that you have nothing left, and you find yourself not knowing what else to do and almost exhausted out of ideas. And I'll use myself as an example. A few years ago, and mind you, I'm a therapist, and we all are human, and we go through experiences, and we too have feelings that we all experience. So a few years ago, I experienced a situation where my daughter, I believe she may have been 3, and this is a typical toddler stage. You expect the tantrums to be there. I believe she may have been 3 or 4. And she just kind of threw herself on the floor. I forget what the situation was, but I just remember in that moment, I did not know what to do to help her. She did not even know how to help herself. So because I was able to recognize that she didn't know what to do and I didn't know what to do, I knew that we both felt helpless, and that the feelings that we both had, sort of feelings of the loss and not knowing how to stop a cry or how to stop a tantrum, was because there was nothing left. So I'm using this as an example because what did I do afterwards? So of course, as a therapist, this is who I am, is I reached out to my colleague. I believe it may have been Brian in that moment. And I explained to him the situation, and he almost reassured me that the feeling that I had was the feeling of being helpless. And that's what my daughter may have been feeling at that moment. So to move forward is because as a therapist, I was able to use play therapy with her. And she was able to explain to me what was going on. And really, long story short, what really was going on is the fact that she was, I believe, nursery or transitioning into the pre-K3, and she was going through separation anxiety, that she knew mommy had to go and mommy had to go to work, and that she's not going to see her until she returns. So it was really the part of losing mom because she was going to work, and she didn't know what to do, how to handle those emotions. And at that point, I didn't know what was going on because she was so young. Through play therapy, it really helped me out, reach out to her and get to know her a little bit more through her internal dialogue and how it came out externally through play therapy. So for those of you who are parents out there, if you don't know what play therapy is, it's ability to utilize your kids' toys and let the kids guide you where they are going with the ability to use their imagination as to what is going on and just ask the questions, play along, because through that you're able to see that their imagination has also a lot to do with what is going on in their life. What is it that may cause them anxiety or worries and stressors? And if you do not know necessarily how to utilize play therapy at home, just reach out to someone. It is very helpful. So once again, going back to the feeling helpless and not knowing what to do. Outside of kids, outside of the ability to take care of them, the feeling of helplessness comes in the caretaker in you, the provider in you, the solution solver, the problem solver in you. And when you find yourself in situations where no matter what solutions you might have and what problems you may have solved, that nothing works. And what do we do moving forward? Of course, you feel tired, you feel exhausted, you don't even know what to do, and it's almost like you're feeling like you're shutting down. So what is good for you to do is write it down. Write it down that you don't feel well, that you feel tired and exhausted and helpless, and also step away. Go for a drive. Separate from whatever situation that you are in, unless, of course, it is a situation that you have to be involved in. I think you have to also check in with yourself, safety measures. So stepping away from a situation can be helpful because you're able to regain your strength and you regain your thoughts. And of course, and I'm saying this because I'm a therapist, but also because I have colleagues, I have friends, the ability to speak to someone. Let them know, find out one person. You don't have to find 10 different individuals to get a different response, because you might get 10 different responses. Is find out one person that you find that you trust and have a conversation with them, that you don't feel or that you feel helpless and that you don't know what to do in particular situations. And by talking to someone, you're able to verbally express what's going on, and maybe, hopefully with time, find yourself helping the helpless self, because only you can help yourself when you find yourself helpless. And through that is the ability to communicate to someone, to step away, to write down some of those thoughts. So I hope you all found this helpful. Once again, I know I mentioned my YouTube channel. You can check it out. You're more than welcome to check it out. It is JDS Counseling. JDS stands for my name, Joanna Dos Santos. It is a recent YouTube channel that I am doing along with my colleague Brian and Nandy. And it is really about just everyday topics, situations that are currently going on, and the things that really pop into our minds and what it is that we want to talk about. So check it out. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment, share, subscribe, as well as my podcast. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all stay safe. Be well.